This is a lesson in my creative writing class, and it's a lesson on world building or creating a setting, particularly for fiction, but it works for creative nonfiction pieces too. It's the third lesson of the course, so they will begin the course and then start by creating at least one strong character. So we have a lesson on that first, and I kind of walk them through showing rather than telling and some of the basic information they need when starting to write fiction. And then we move to the setting and world building unit, and that's the one that I wanted to walk you through. So for each lesson, I have an introduction. This one is really short. Basically, I'm just saying we're building on what we've already done. After creating a character, now we want to create a world to put that character in. And I generally try to include graphics just to make it a little more visually interesting. So I always start with an intro and then a checklist, letting them know what they need to do for each lesson. So there are some PowerPoints for them to look at, some sample readings for them to read, and then the actual assignment, which is to create a scene, post it to the discussion board, and then give their peers feedback on their scenes. So after they get introduced to the lesson, my first PowerPoint involves how to use research to write a scene. And then my next one involves using cinematic techniques. So it kind of walks them through different scenes. I use one movie in particular. I use The Shawshank Redemption because even if they haven't seen it, it's iconic, and they can watch these single scenes and still, I think, get an idea about how to use these techniques in their own writing. So there are some videos embedded within the PowerPoint that show them how to look at a setting either from like close-up or long range or a combination of different like camera angles. They're applying it to their writing, but I think it translates well. And then I have some sample readings for them. These are paragraphs that use setting in a really vivid way. I also included a video of me reading this passage for them and pointing out the things that the author is doing really well and things that I want them to incorporate. I included one of my own fiction pieces that was published recently to show them that I'm using these techniques as well in my own writing. And then after that, I have the assignment instructions, where I tell them that they are to write a scene based on a real place, and they can use some of these different cinematic perspectives to draw a picture, basically, with words of the world that they're creating. And then they are to give their peers feedback on the worlds that they have created. So I don't want to go into showing each of the PowerPoints and all of the videos and everything. I don't know if that's something that you guys want to see, but if you do, I would be happy to send you copies of those too. Thank you.